Hello, welcome to the CavsConnect podcast. Today we're going to be talking about a Silver Knight nominee. Hi Daniel Fernandez, how are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, would you mind introducing yourself?
Well, normally people call me Danny.
Danny, got it.
Well, I'm a junior at Corgieville Senior High, and I'm enrolled in the International Baccalaureate program.
So I'm very interested to hear about your Silver Knight project. But first, can you explain what the award is?
Well, basically, the Silver Knight is sponsored by the Miami Herald, and it recognizes seniors who have a really good community service project and who maintain high academic grades. It's also one of the nation's most highly regarded student award programs, and the program has just really inspired me to do something great for the community.
Tell us about what you're doing.
So I visited my local middle school, and we're asking kids questions about things that they don't know about high school, and we're getting them involved in the high school application process. We feel like a lot of kids don't really know what high school entails, and they don't really know their requirements. So we're going to a special group of kids who they've been struggling to apply to high school, and we're helping them by telling them all what Gables is about, getting them guest speakers, getting them subject selection so they know what it's like when they actually apply, and telling them about all the academies that Gables has to offer.
Daniel, I was wondering, what inspired you to do that?
Well, actually, it's a funny story. I actually went to Ponce Middle School myself, and the middle school it was really good for me. I feel like I grew so much when I was there that when I came back here and I had to come up with an idea for a project, I always knew I would give back to that community that once helped me become the person I am today. So I decided to go back to that school, and it was really the first time I visited, it was just to talk to teachers and see how they were doing and to see if they still remembered me. But the teachers actually told me about this problem, how many kids don't really know how the high school process actually is. And since I already went through it and it was my middle school, I decided that this would be a great project I could do.
That's great. Does anyone else help you with your project?
Actually, Micaela Torres does the project alongside me. It's our project together, and she was also a former middle school student, and she's just super dedicated to the project. She's my other half. She helps me do the organization, basically everything that goes into doing the project and doing it successfully.
So what are you in charge of?
I'm in charge of preparing materials that are interactive for the students. So we want to give the kids not just this PowerPoint presentation that they can snooze through. We wanted to give them customizable folders that they can have and interchange with each other to make it kind of a cool, fun experience while they're learning. So I'm partly in charge of creating the folders where we put in academy information as well as other information regarding who their counselors are and who they can contact if they have any questions. I've also been in charge of talking about the clubs that I've participated in and what my experience was like, as well as giving students real life situations that I went through to getting into high school, and ultimately what steps they can take to be more successful. Yeah.
And how do you think this benefits the community?
Well, definitely there's many people who think, oh, high school, it's just I'm not gonna get involved. I don't think it's gonna be a fun experience. I think high school is gonna be this boring thing. And I think that if you start off something strong and you start off something that you're passionate about with enthusiasm, you are more likely to be successful in it. So it's a really great activity, and I really think it will help everyone who thinks they're not going to succeed in high school. This maybe gives them that leg up that they need to actually succeed.
And has this whole experience impacted you personally?
Well, yeah, definitely. It was my middle school that I attended. So it's rewarding to see that I went through something and I'm able to give back to that middle school and give back to the community that helped me grow into a person. I'm glad that I was able to see my teachers again, and it was really inspiring to see these kids succeed and to see these kids actually getting engaged. So it feels rewarding to see all these kids being helped and all these kids not being looked over, but instead of looking at them and saying, oh, you have potential and you have the ability to succeed when you go to high school.
So what would you say to someone who's looking to start a similar project to yours? Any words of advice?
Well, definitely for sure. I don't think you should go out and look for a project to do. Instead, you should go out to the community and see what actual people need within your community. There's always a need. And instead of coming up with this project that doesn't really fulfill the needs of your community, if you go out and you look for something that people might be going hungry on the streets, kids might be overlooked in classrooms, supply issues. There's so many issues within everyone's community. Just go out, find something that you think you could be passionate about, and help something that's specific to your community. That's my advice. I think if I would have gone into this as, oh, it's a project, it's something I'm gonna have to work late hours, it would have just not been great, because I would have not been involved or as passionate to see it to succeed, which is the problem with most projects. Most people think about it as something that they have to get done, and it really isn't for me.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying every bit of it.
No, yeah, I am.
Thank you for taking the time to answer a few questions.
Of course, anytime.
Best of luck. And that was Daniel Fernandez. So he will continue on his community service project until next year and qualify for a Silver Knight Award. And that's the CavsConnect podcast.